Good evening. I'd like to call to order our licensing board for Monday, June 3rd. We recognize a quorum of the licensing board with Alderman Butchlick and Alderman Zigsheim and myself here tonight. Our first item of business is the Class A combo liquor license renewals for 2024-2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Butchlick and Alderman Zigsheim. Any comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Our next item is Class B beer liquor license renewals for 2024-2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Zigsheim and Alderman Butchlick. All those in, any comments, questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, Class B beer and Class C wine license renewals for 2024-2025. I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Butchlick. Any comments, questions, discussions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, secondhand article and jewelry dealer license renewals for 2024-2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Butchlick, Alderman Zigsheim. Any comments, questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our last item is the amusement arcade license renewals for 2024 and 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Zigsheim and Alderman Butchlick. Any questions, comments, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And that will adjourn our licensing board for tonight.
I would like to call to order the City of West Bend Board of Public Works. We have 5 items on the agenda. Item number 1 would be the board approval of minutes from the regular meeting, May 20th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any additions or deletions? There are none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 2, award contract 24-12, private Laterals replacement program, 7th Avenue and 8th. Good evening, Max.
Good evening. Thank you. This item is to replace the private portion of existing lead water services, so from the curb stop, to the meter inside the building with high-density polyethylene pipes on 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue. Those are areas where we already replaced the public section of those laterals during road reconstruction. And we received the bids for the contract. 7 bids were received on May 10th and are listed in the memo. The cost estimate prior to the bidding was $325,000. The city and Washington County entered into an agreement earlier this year to allow the city to use ARPA funding received by the county to fund this project, so that would be the funding source. Scott Limmer's Construction is the apparent low bidder. They have not done work under contract with the city in the past. However, we know that they're doing work throughout the city for those private laterals. We did check with a couple communities where they did work under contract with those communities, and we got positive feedback. Therefore, we recommend that contract 2412 in the amount of $260,000 be awarded to Scott Limmer's Construction LLC at the unit prices specified in their bids. We also recommend a contingency fund of $13,000, which is 5% of the bid price, for a total allocation not to exceed $273,000.
Motion to approve.
Alderman
Second.
Allen. And second? Who had the second? Oh, okay. Alderman Zigsheim. Any questions for Max? There are none. We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3, award contract 2407, Repaint Epoxy Pavement Markings.
Thank you. So this is our annual epoxy pavement markings contract. This year, we're trying to target Washington Street from Villa Park to Trenton Road And we have an alternate bid for Main Street from Humar Street to Decorah Road. This is to replace epoxy pavement marking on those roads. We received one bid for this contract from Century Traffic LLC. The pre-bid estimate was lower than the bid that we received. However, analyzing the bids, I realized that our estimate included unit prices for specific items that are much lower than what the contractor bid. So we consulted with the contractor to understand what the difference was, and it's because those items need to be done pretty much by hand with a smaller machine, whereas all the long lines are being done with trucks, so they get more efficiency on those items. That's where the price difference comes from. We reviewed the bids, we reviewed the qualifications of Century Traffic LLC. Basically, they've done work under contract with the city in the past under the name Century Fence. They changed their name in January of this year because their division that was doing this type of work, they created a new LLC for that division specifically. So it's the same company, the same staff, the same equipment. So we believe that they're equipped to perform the work under this contract. Therefore, we recommend that the contract 2407 be awarded to Century Traffic LLC in the amount of $186,525 at the unit prices specified in their bid. And we also recommend to allocate a contingency fund of $10,475, approximately 5.6% of the total bid, for a total allocation not to exceed $197,000 for the project.
Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Allen and
Second.
Alderman Sterning. Any questions for Max? Alderman Sterning.
I just have one, Max. Given that we've only received one bid, are you confident that that bid that we received is in line with what the market rate would be for this type of work that was included in our proposal?
Yes, because I looked at the bids that we received in 2021, 2022. We did not do pavement marking in 23 as we were concentrating on the downtown reconstruction. Those prices align with the prices that we received in 21 and 22. In 21 and 22, we had Century Fence and Brick Line. Century Fence was low bid in 21, I believe, and then the next year, Brick Line. So we usually receive two bids. This year, Brick Line didn't bid, but Century Fence, their price aligned with what they had bid in previous years.
Okay,
so,
great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 4, Stormwater Maintenance Agreement, W23-07, Shepherd of the Hills. Max?
Thank you again. This is our typical stormwater maintenance agreement where the city enters into an agreement with a property owner or a developer that received a stormwater management permit for developing their property. This particular project consists of a proposed 9,655 square feet building addition located on the west side of Wellwood Wood, just south of Schuster Drive. This agreement is typically to ensure that the property owner will construct and maintain the best management practices specified in their permit. We recommend that the board and council approve the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Alderman Zingzai and Alderman Sterning. Any questions for Max? There are none. We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Item number 5, Safe Drinking Water Loan Program, project number 5386-05. Treat wells number 4, number 11, and number 12 for PFAS EC. Financial Assistance Agreement, resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of up to $4,176,591 general obligation water system promissory notes, Series 2024B, and providing for other details and covenants with respect thereto. Good evening, Travis.
That's a long one. Thanks, John. I'm here tonight presenting a resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of up to approximately $4.2 million general obligation water system promissory notes offered by the Wisconsin Safe Drinking Water Loan Program to help us fund a new water treatment facility. Some key highlights in this is the total project amount. These are approximates, about $7.7 million. We are getting principal forgiveness with this program of $3.5 million. So it's a loan amount of approximately $4.2 million. The interest rate is an astonishing 2.145%. That is a remarkable percentage. And the term of this loan is 20 years. To secure the $3.5 million principal forgiveness grant and finalize the loan agreement, we are required to pass this resolution. The water utility is requesting the council to pass this resolution, and that will enable us to take the next steps to secure this funding. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Alderman Allen.
Second.
Alderman Zingstein. Any questions for Travis? Alderman Allen.
The current PFAS treatment, the air strip or the carbon stripper we have going in up on North Main, how does that relate to the work we're doing here?
This is what it's for.
Okay.
Yep. We just started the project already. We got ahead of the game, and we were able to start this project a little sooner than we thought.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions? There are none. We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Travis. Being no further business before the Board of Public Works, I adjourn as chair.
Good evening. It's Monday, June 3rd, 2024, and this is a meeting of the Common Council of the City of West Bend. More than 24 hours in advance of this meeting, notice of the time, place, date, and subject matter of the meeting was posted in accordance to Wisconsin state statutes. Clerk, can you confirm this meeting was properly posted?
Yes, it has been.
Thank you. I invite you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We recognize a quorum of our Common Council tonight. Senator Dan Fyan, thank you for joining us here tonight. It's nice having a state representative here with us tonight. If you haven't met the senator, I invite you all to introduce yourself and meet him tonight. Don't anticipate this meeting taking too long, but if we do happen to get some bad weather, we're going to go out that door right there and straight down into the lower level. Captain Rollinger, you keep us informed. All right, thank you. All right, first item of business is our Common Council regular meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Allen and Alderwoman Sizer. Any comments, questions, corrections? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our consent agenda tonight, we're going to pull out items number 3 and 4 and put them on our next meeting on June 17th. Those two items weren't posted in our licensing board packet. We didn't act on those 10, 15 minutes ago in our licensing board. And so we'll take items 3 and 4 up on June 17th. So our consent agenda is item number 2 and items number 5 through 12.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Allen and Alderman Butchlick. Thank you. Any comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And our only agenda item for action consideration tonight is an ordinance creating section 1.1114 of the Municipal Code regarding our city attorney. And if you had a chance to look at that in your packet, it was at the very end of a long packet tonight. But I've asked Ian to kind of put it in layman's terms for us. So, Ian.
So, not sure how familiar anybody is with it, but the State Bar has a ethics code that governs attorney conduct. Part of that focuses on confidentiality. So there was a recent opinion from the American Bar Association, who produces like the model rules for the ethics, that says that using listservs, and same argument would apply to conferences or conference calls or anything like that, where information is disclosed that could lead to somebody figuring out the identity of your client, could be a violation of confidentiality. Well, for municipal attorneys, it's not all that difficult to figure out when I talk about a situation that it's, for me, either Hartford or West Bend likely. And if somebody's in-house, it's pretty obvious who their client is. So what this is an ordinance. The way you work around that is to essentially have informed consent. So that's what this ordinance is doing. This is saying that it is a valuable tool to be able to use, other municipal attorneys and their experience to address situations we haven't addressed before, to find, to reduce work and legal expenses so that we can get, examples of ordinances or other, legal pleadings, that type of stuff from other attorneys. It's acknowledging the value of that, but also having some restrictions over certain confidential information. So you'll see in there's a carve out for bargaining positions, which would apply to either labor bargaining or, like bargaining for development agreements or land purchases. Specific litigation strategies or details, disciplinary proceedings, or disputes with other units of government if the opposing counsel could be on, if it's a fight with Germantown and Brian Sajak is on the call, I shouldn't disclose things, obviously. But there are still times, even with the confidential information, that it's valuable to discuss those things. I can think of like property tax litigation and how we're dealing with some of that stuff. Collective bargaining, what are other people experiencing with their union negotiations at the time? Or has anybody dealt with this developer and how was it dealing with this developer? So in those circumstances, I could get consent to disclose information either from the mayor, president of the common council, or the city administrator. And Jay and I have that conversation often where it's like, oh yeah, why don't you throw it out there and see if anybody else has dealt with this situation? So it kind of holds those confidential things close unless I have permission to then disclose those. So that's what this is. This is just providing that ongoing informed consent so I don't get in trouble for doing my job.
Great.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Allen and Alderman Sternig. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Go ahead, Alderman Allen.
Question, will we have to bring this back in 2 weeks or
no,
at the next?
I mean, as long as it's unanimous, there's no,
Okay.
Yeah, we don't typically formally waive that rule unless there's a issue where it's going to be a non-unanimous vote. So just so everyone knows, to adopt a new ordinance like this, we can vote on it tonight, what we call our first reading, and as long as it's unanimous vote to the council, then it passes. If it's not unanimous, then it comes back in 2 weeks for a second reading, and it can pass without being a unanimous vote. So that's how that works. Any more comments, questions? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That sounded unanimous. That passes. All right, let's move on to our reports. Our library board met on May 21st.
Don't blame me for this, sir. I really just reporting the information.
You do
I'm
a great
given.
job.
Okay.
Have at it.
So the last meeting of the library board was held on May 21st. We were called to order and began, as we always do, with the Pledge of Allegiance. We then approved the consent agenda, which included the minutes of the April meeting and the library expenditures for the month. Next was the financial reports, which included donations from the Washington County Dairy Promotions Organization, the Kohler Credit Union, Horicon Bank, Delta Defense, UW-Madison, Diane Thomas, Joanne Hauser, and Lucy Larson. Thank you very much for all those generous donations. We conducted the election of officers in which all current officers were reelected to their respective positions. Congratulations to all of them, and thank you for your continued service. The library director's report made up the majority of our meeting, with building maintenance topping the list. Does anyone know how old the library actually is? I'll wait.
Oh.
24 years old. Okay, 24 years. As it was reported to us, when a building is new, maintenance is not a real high priority, but as the building ages, maintenance becomes very important. And we know that costs continue to climb. So right now, staff is working on a flexible facilities grant with a focus on interior issues that have not been addressed for some time. Number 2 was staffing. Additional staff is needed to man the youth department desk and provide supervision for that entire department. Additional staffing is needed to provide backup for the circulation desk and to help supervise the upstairs reference desk, which is minimally staffed and a security issue. Also needed as a replacement for the staff member who provided notary services. The last one retired in 2022, at which time the service was transferred over to the city clerk's office, and Jolene can attest to the popularity of that service and the fact that her office has been inundated with requests and has asked that the library reinstate their service or help out. That's in the works, okay? The library has been researching acquiring an automated material handler, which would reduce staff time required for checking in and sorting of material. It has been reported that this device is of great value, being equivalent to that of one full-time employee. So the acquisition costs would be covered with that flexible facilities grant funding if approved. Computers are an important asset provided by the library. The recent research has shown that long-term improvement in youth reading ability by the use of computers and their related programs is important. In addition, technology skills are necessary in today's vocational and educational realms. With this increased use, we need to plan accordingly for the replacement of our assets. Plus, the operating system that we use, Windows 10, has got an end-of-life date of 2025. That's next year, okay? Finishing out Steve's priority list is fixing issues in the Patrons Park and increasing the number of very popular study rooms throughout the library. Again, these are issues that could be addressed if we receive that flexible facilities grant. The last item presented to the board was the fact that the library is very thankful for the number of volunteers that work in the library. These volunteers provide time equivalent to 8 employees and are very, very important to the library. So thank you very much to those dedicated volunteers. Whew. That was a lot, wasn't it? Well, good news. The board president didn't have anything to report, and we had nothing on the agenda for items for consideration, so we're done. The next meeting is scheduled for June 18th. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions? That was very good. Our next is our Tourism Commission report for May 28th.
I'll be giving that.
You're doing that one, thanks.
We met Tuesday, May 28th to evaluate and provide grant funding for promotion of fall and winter events. We issued $17,500 worth of grants for Bachfest, Downtown West Bend Association for the winter warm-up, Downtown West Bend Association for Chocolate Around the Bend, and to the Museum of Wisconsin Art for Bloom, that's the latest version of Blooming Holidays. It's had several names, but it's basically a floral event that occurs in the fall. So we have already events from October through March on the agenda. Additionally, we received an update on when we will get an update, a further update from the Hunden Group. They're doing a study for the Tourism Commission on the need for conference facilities, conference and event facilities within the city of West Bend. The date of our next meeting is going to be pending their availability. We have several dates, and so when that is finalized, we will announce it at the subsequent council meeting. We also had an opportunity to sponsor a day at the Washington County Fair and approve the Tourism Commission to go ahead with sponsoring Friday. So Friday, and I don't have the July 26th. Okay, Friday, July 26th is going to be City of West Bend Day at the Washington County Fair.
Cool.
So, if for no other reason, the county will now know, oh, West Bend is in our county. Any questions?
Very good, thank you. For the good of the order, any other announcements? I can go first. I had a couple of neat events this past couple of weeks. Marine Park Technical College did a big groundbreaking. They're expanding their campus here in West Bend. That was a treat to be invited to that. If you went to the big block party last Thursday night, that was one heck of an event downtown. That was in partnership with the Bend and the Downtown Business Association, the first Music on Main, and it was quite a show. It was a gorgeous night. Mike Yench and his team put on a really nice, it ended up only being one night, but it was a beach house beer garden. I was there on Friday night, again, another gorgeous night. Unfortunately, it was rained out on Saturday. Saturday morning, I believe the farmer's market got all the way done before it started raining. That was the third one of those. That was great as well. Tomorrow morning, Pampered Pup is a new business in town, and they are having a ribbon cutting at 9 a.m. that you are all invited to. It's in the old Noshnook building on North Main Street. Two young ladies started a pet grooming business, and they are doing a great job already, and they would be very excited if we all showed up. So if you can make that, it's at 9 a.m. And then the airport did a big renovation in one of the main runways out there. And so there's a ribbon cutting for that on Wednesday at 5:30 that would love to have all of you there. My daughter's 8th grade promotion is that night, and evidently she's giving a speech, so I might be a little bit late. I think that starts at 5, but the ribbon cutting's at 5:30, so sorry if I'm a hair late. But June 17th is our next Common Council meeting. On Friday, June 14th, the West Bend Beer Garden kicks off at Regner Park at 4 o'clock, and then that's all day Saturday as well. Bid board meeting tomorrow at 8:15 right here in this room. Plan Commission meeting tomorrow at 6 o'clock right here in this room. Beat that. Anybody else got any other announcements? Or go ahead, John.
The tower will be reopening on Saturday, and they're doing tours from 10 to 2, I understand.
Great.
I'll lump it on you.
Go ahead.
Check out the new mountain bike trails in Regner Park. They are 99% completed and very good.
Good.
Are they good in this rain?
They are north of Highway 60, so they are probably going to be good by tomorrow afternoon because they'd probably drain quickly.
Yeah. Any other announcements? How are we doing on weather, Cap? Good? We're good to go home? Okay. We're at the end of our agenda. I will adjourn. Thank you all for being here.